So here we are, Peter, and I want to talk to you about washing.
Washing, that's right.
Washing. We've
Is that my
moved
coffee stain that you want to wash
We've
off?
moved from data centers to detergents here on Boon or Bust, but seriously, there's a term which has been around for quite some time, and it probably started back with cloud. We saw cloud washing, we saw green washing, and now we're seeing a degree of AI washing, and that's pretty much talking things up. And it's not happening very much in isolation, Peter. I think it's much broader than that. It's part of a broad corporate habit, really exacerbated by the tech vendors who we love so dearly. So cloud washing, green washing, AI washing. And this is really where marketing starts to race ahead of reality.
Never.
in many ways. So what kind of send back, so AI washing is really where it's the misrepresentation of a technology or capability such as AI, and we saw it with cloud, and we saw it with green IT as well, to boost perception. So companies are spending more time saying they use AI than actually building it, in many ways. And then what I mean by that is it's kind of, we feel that we have to use AI, and we have to be doing everything that we're considering into the future, leveraging AI more effectively. So a 10-year-old rules engine, for example, suddenly becomes machine learning. We've talked about this before, where IT's like fashion, flared trousers and paisley shirts,
right.
they always come back round again at the end of the day. And it's also like a basic sort of sorting script right now, if you think about another analogy, is proprietary AI products, where they claim sort of co-created with AI, with no evidence AI was actually involved. I mean, are you buying into this?
Oh, man, absolutely. I find that almost it's all, you have to have it. If you're actually marketing some IT product these days, you've got to have an AI capability, because if you're not, you're seen as old school. So you are washing it to sort of find ways to say masquerade the use of AI, which may be infinitesimal in the overall product, but it seems to give it some credibility.
It does, and we saw that with we kind of, again, going back to sort of cloud washing. I've been following the cloud market for a long time. I'm an analyst for 30 years, we talked about, but it followed a very sort of similar pattern where we saw, things like legacy on-prem software magically rebranded as cloud native, right? We saw VPNs branded as zero trust. These sort of things as well. Lift and shift hosting marketed as cloud transformation. So it's kind of, it's really kind of hyping up the actual shifts that we're seeing. But when you look at greenwashing, for example, and that was where it was all about sustainability. You need to do this to be sustainably viable, with no measurable reduction in emissions at the end of the day. So we kind of put in place strategies and processes around environmental sustainability, but we weren't actually reducing emissions overall in general. So why do we do it? Why do companies do this kind of washing, Peter?
Because, well, part of it, Matt, is the trend of the time. You spoke about the technology industry is fashion conscious, and we go from flares to drain pipe trousers in the terms of technology. Is it centralized? Is it decentralized? All of those sorts of things we've seen in our careers. So I feel it's almost like you have to say it to sort of feel you're part of the crowd. You belong. You're in it. It's dangerous to sort of pretend, no, we don't use AI, we just do this. You'll be seen as a dinosaur.
Or is it more than that? Is it investor clickbait?
Well, that's a very good point. That's a very, very good point. I mean, the stock market is at irrational high levels, and AI is fueling a lot of that stuff. But Matt, when I run round tables and talk to people, and these are enterprises, large enterprises, who's really building AI models? Who's really doing agentic AI models with autonomous decision making? You could count them on the fingers of one hand when you come across them. The reality is we're all creating emails through sort of Gmail and think we're using AI. But are we really embedding it within our processes? For a large part, we don't actually know what our processes are. They're never documented.
Exactly.
So how do we put AI into them?
But that comes back also to what we talk about at that data center level a little while ago, Peter, as well, when we think about this, is that it's kind of, we're building for the future in terms of this. And I think many organizations right now are investing in AI for the future.
Yeah.
I kind of think we've got to be doing it. Yeah. They're putting in place the POCs. But I think to your point, we're at that kind of tipping point right now where organisations must demonstrate the returns. Right?
Yes.
They've bought the washing powder. They put it in the machine.
Yeah.
Now they want to see those lovely crisp white clothes
And the stains removed.
And the stains removed.
Thank you. Thank you. But Matt, we've spoken about this as well. The number one thing that keeps Australian CEOs awake at night is AI.
Yeah.
They're worried. If we're not using AI, our competitors will be and will be disrupted. So if you work for that CEO who has those concerns, you think, if I've got to prepare a business case, I've got to find some way to weave AI, and we're using AI. So that also becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. We're not really actually doing it because we can see where it's applied. We don't have a vision for its use. It's tactical to appease the anxieties of someone around us.
Absolutely. But then you got to counter that with the CFOs then saying, all right, well, show me the value and that kind of thing as well.
Yeah.
So I think that for most organizations, of course, we're leveraging AI for the right reasons, but coming back to the whole concept of AI washing,
Yeah.
I think they're increasingly demanding a bit of a reality check from the vendors themselves in terms of the claims they are purporting.
And
products can
what
do.
does that reality check comprise for you?
The reality check comprises, to me, Peter, to show before we invest in AI, not just the why,
Yeah.
but the what are we going to get out of it.
Yeah.
And I think that this comes back to so many conversations you and I have with CIOs and CFOs. At the end of the day, don't sell me this,
Yeah.
right? Sell me the outcome I'm going to get.
Yes.
But I think right now, because of this kind of AI washing
Yeah.
environment we find ourselves in, people are just buying the AI dream without really understanding what the benefits long term will be for them.
Well, the next session we're going to discuss, Matt, is where AI can actually help transform the indebtedness of the state governments of Australia. And part of that is having the vision for what it can do.
Okay. Look forward to it.
Thank you.